What exactly do you do when you hit a rough time? You know, on those days that seem like everything is not working, all the strategies that used to work no longer do. Or maybe there's a lockdown or some catastrophe that's just so big and out of your control. What do you do? Like, a lot of people committed suicide and people falling into clinical depression all because their girlfriend left them.
How I wish I had your magic wand I can just and magically fix all of your problems. But I don't. And that is why I'm recording this video for myself and all of you beautiful people out there. If things are rough for you, don't worry. At the end of this video, you'll not just live with a better mood. You also live with some practical tips that will help you get through your tough time. Before we begin, I'm your host, Akeem Adebisi. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, subscribe right now. Now to tip number one. You need to see your situation as it is, not worse than it is. Let's take a scenario. I presented a report and the manager condemned the report. To say lesser than that is lying. My manager condemned the report like, oh, Akeem, you can do a lot better than this. This is bullshit. This is crap. This is crap. So that it won't be as if I hate you. Assistant manager, what do you think? And assistant manager just went on. Bam, bam. And it was as if the whole world was crashing on me. And at the office, there's always that one person that you're in a little beef with. And he just started laughing like, oh, I told you Akeem couldn't do it. When something like this happens, it's quite normal to feel like, oh no, everybody in the office hates me. No. To follow Tony Robbins' way of being unshakable in rough times, you need to see the situation as it is.
Now, you need to see the opportunity in this situation.
One of the many stories told by Rumi is the story of the ant and the carpet maker. And the story goes this way. There's this little black ant. I want you to picture a little black ant in your head on a carpet. This carpet is a very colorful Turkish carpet. Very beautiful, very fluffy. And the ant is going through the carpet. But the ant starts to complain like, what's this meaningless obstacle course? Of course, to the ant can only see so far. So this beautiful rock looks like a meaningless splash of colors, obstacle course. But to the carpet maker standing above the ant, he can see the completeness of the mat and how all those small, small splash of colors fit together to make a wholesome, good-looking mat. Same thing with you and I. When we face some dark times, when we face some rough patches, we begin to see that rough patch as the only thing without seeing the big picture. Know and make believe that God can see the entirety of your life and all these little situations, how they add up to help make a beautiful life as you've always wanted. Tip 3. Things don't fix themselves. When was the last time you left your room unkept and you came back and the room was cleaned? You need to take an active step in fixing things. If you're a prayer person, pray on it. If you have a mastermind, talk to your mastermind on it. One of the benefits you get by being an inner circle member of this channel is that you can DM me on Twitter. You are in the community. You can seek advice from other inner circle members. And of course, you can get to be on the hot seat, which we'll talk about later. Seek advice. Do some work towards getting over your rough patch. Why we're talking about doing some work to get over your rough patch? When in a tough time, we feel bad. We human beings, we feel bad like, how will I get through this? It's quite normal to feel bad. And what most people do is they take their social media and flip through, laugh, smile, frown, go through many emotions within a minute. So it's important to keep your distractions minimal and work on getting your rough patch fixed. Next week, by the grace of God, I will be dropping a video that will help you overcome your distraction at work permanently. I do hope you look forward to that. Now to tip number 4. Tip number 4, if you've not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Is it until I start flogging you? Subscribe to this channel. Join the inner circle if you haven't. And of course, tip number 4, remember tip number 1 to 3. Whatever it is you're going through right now, I know you can and you will overcome it. I'm Akeem Adebisi. Until next week, bye-bye.